All right, welcome back. We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani and Jeff Hathhorn with you tonight at 412-575-2600. Reminder to you, Steeler game Sunday 1 o'clock, KDKA. We begin 11:30 a.m. and then we'll have 2 hours of postgame on Pittsburgh CW after that game. And boy, Jeff, there are 5 teams that could provide the first round opponent. At this point, when you look at the list, and it's all teams really the Steelers have beaten already this year, which team would you least likely to want to see?
Yeah, it's Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore's found their game. They're playing well. The Steelers won 2 games, one against their JV team. I don't want to face Baltimore. And I know Jackson's had issues in the playoffs, and I know there are things that the Steelers have done against him in the past and have actually played pretty well against Jackson. But, man, Baltimore really seems to have found it.
They really have. And it could be one of, Colts, Titans, Browns, Ravens, Dolphins. A lot of this will be decided. In fact, there's still 11 playoff spots up for grabs here in the final week of the season when you combine both conferences. That's truly amazing.
And you know what, Bob? Give me the Dolphins. I mean, take a team that doesn't have a lot of playoff experience, that is unsettled at quarterback, even though Tua is going to start. And I know he has athleticism, but he doesn't have the experience in the postseason. And they do have some holes on the defensive end. They're an improving team. I think they're a year, maybe 2 away. But, man, if I could get the Dolphins in the first round, that'd be the matchup I'd like.
Until Ryan Fitzmagic comes into the game and does what he did. That guy does have that ability. Yeah. He did it at the Raiders the other day. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I think John Gruden messed up there.
He's got to. He's got like 18 kids he's got to feed.
Let's go out to line 1. That's Ray in Chippewa. Hey, Ray.
Hi, Bob. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I'm sad over that I haven't been able to listen to you guys lately. I've been wanting to talk about this, but on the 1st and goal the other day, do you guys remember William Refrigerator Perry? I think he played for Chicago way back.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance we can pull someone off a defense? I mean,
Henry Mondo would be the man. You just put him in there, let him go forward. They're not going to do that, though. No, the bottom line is they just need a better surge on the offensive line. Ray, that's what it really comes down to. Jeff, would you agree? They get no surge up there, and when you don't get a push, I don't care who's in your backfield.
Yeah, and I'm not against Mondo or against Gerald Hawkins lining up as a fullback in the backfield, but I wouldn't hand him the football. I'd help him try to clear plays, but yeah, you're right, and stop the little tricky throw to the tackle or any of that stuff. Just play hard-nosed. And you know what? If you're at the goal line in the postseason, especially. I mean, I know you don't want to risk injury to Ben, but damn, I mean, let him sneak the ball and have someone push him in.
Absolutely. Well, he's 6'5", he's big enough. All you have to go down and through, and you should get that yard, I think, just about every time. But, bottom line is they just had no success at that goal line, and I thought that was actually the turning point of the game, Jeff, because they got denied, and I think everybody said, well, that game's over. They can't score from the 1, and they're down 24-7. But the defense then really stepped up with a 3-and-out, changed the field position, and then 39 yards, Deontay Johnson, everything changed.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that they hit it on the first play, too, I think really provides a spark. It wasn't it took 6 or 7 plays. It was like, boom. They not only scored quickly, but they hit a splash play, which is something that they've been talking about, chunk plays. And they were able to get that, and you could really see absolutely that turnaround there. They got the ball back and drove down, and then when they got the lead, they got a big play from Mike Hilton.
Yeah, it takes all, especially in playoff games. Let's go out to Ingram. We have Art who joins us. Hello, Art. How are you?
Hey, Bob. Jeff, first-time caller. Thanks for taking
appreciate that. Do we have anything to give him, Jared?
Yeah.
Nothing. No, but our appreciation at this point. Thank you.
Got a question for you. Who's going to be the backup quarterback behind Mason Rudolph on Sunday? Dobbs?
Yes.
Yes.
What they're talking about, when they originally drafted him a couple of years ago, didn't they draft him for his ability to run and throw? Isn't that a different weapon they can use on offense?
Well, what's your question? He's going to be in.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to say, why doesn't the Steelers use him as a wildcat type of quarterback?
Well, I mean, they could if they wanted to do that. He's not even a wildcat kind of quarterback because he is a quarterback, but you could use his skills that way if it comes down to it. But I think, Jeff, they really do want to get a solid look at Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I mean, Rudolph's the heir apparent right now. As it stands right now, Rudolph is the guy to eventually take over for Ben. And Josh Dobbs, I like Josh Dobbs. He's in spot times. He's done some decent things for this team. But I think the other part is I don't think they have the type of offense that can switch into a Lamar Jackson type mode offense. I mean, they don't. We've seen it with their line having issues run blocking, and I don't think it really fits with their what they're really good at, which is their receivers. I think Dobbs is a nice backup, but I don't know if he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. I don't know if Mason is either, but they're going to give him every opportunity to try to prove it.
It's not easy to draft a quarterback no matter where you take them. You can think the guy's over 1 overall, but look at the failures they've had there. Most recently, Johnny Manziel. Baker Mayfield's doing okay, but number 1 overall, man, your expectations are pretty high at that level. Let's go to Al in Bethel Park, who joins us on the Bordas and Bordas hotline. What's up, Al?
Bob, I've never been so happy tonight to talk to you. I'm glad you're here.
Well, it's an honor for us to talk to you, too. Thanks, Al.
Good. Jeff, let's tell Bob a story. 2014, the Royals lost the World Series, and they picked up Johnny Cueto. The Marlins sold everybody off, and then the next year they made trades and they made the playoffs. San Diego lost to the Dodgers, and they went out and got Blake Snell and what's the guy's name?
Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish. I got it all back. Do Darvish.
The Darvish. And I've been saying to Bob all this time, but he won't come aboard. It's not the salary cap. It's the ownership. Jeff, straighten Bob out. Thanks.
Wait a minute. I've been all over the owner. What are you talking about? I've been talking about the baseball system is broken, number one. I've been talking about the fact that they never spend. I'm good at spending his money. I want him to spend his money. I don't want him to save his money. I want him to put money into the product. Even in years where people are trying to save his money, I want him to spend his money. I think he owes it to people to do that, Jeff.
And Bob, I'm with you on all of that. And what I would love to see is if that money that is saved over the next few years, as this team is middling because they're going to trade off and build for the future, that it gets put in some type of bank account that nothing can't touch. That it's for only when they get good, they have this money that's accrued interest that they can spend when this core is together. But the thing is, even if you're going to add a couple of free agents this year, they don't have a good team. I mean, what are you going to add free agents to? This team is going to stink no matter what, unless you spend, $180 million, and they don't have $180 million to spend, even if he was a less frugal owner. So what you do is build that core. They don't have a good core in the minors. Their best core is at low A. Put some more people as part of that. Then it's up to you to make sure that you develop your talent and that you scout well. Okay. And that's on Cherington. But I'm willing to give him a shot.
I understand all that, but I've heard it over and over, year after year after year.
Of course,
regardless.
We have, yeah.
And I'm to the point now where I want to see some results on the field. I don't want to kick it down the road anymore. And I'm speaking of someone who's covered it, but fans who have the same feeling. How long are you going to wait? You say several years. It could be 5 years, maybe more, before you even get to that point. That's to my point that Brian
3.
Hayes, okay, those guys won't be part of your long-term future then, will they? I mean,
I think what you do is you identify a couple of players that will be a part of that. You signed the long-term deals. The Pirates did that. They tried it with Marte. They tried it with Polanco. They traded Marte because that was a money dump, and Polanco just hasn't worked out at all.
All right, we got to go to a break. But before we do, it's time for our Tri-State Office Furniture Tweet of the Day, and this comes to us from our friend Jerry Dulac over at the Post-Gazette. And this is about Greg Norman, who's wearing a Steelers logoed face mask in the Florida hospital recovering from COVID-19. Of course, he's friends with Steeler orthopedic surgeon Dr. Jim Bradley, and so he's repping the Steelers down in Florida. The Shark with a Steeler logo. Love it. We'll be back with more. 412-575-2600. Call us. We want to hear from you.